Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rewind by Affinity Streaming. I am Contrell, joined as always by Charlie. How are you, Charlie?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
really amazing.
Amazing.
Excited.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Today we're doing a Christmas movie, even though we're a little bit behind.
Yeah. I was wondering why we decided to do the Christmas movie, like specifically after
After
Christmas.
Christmas, hey,
Yeah.
sometimes things happen, you know?
Yeah. I guess
Uh,
it's still before the New
the new
Year, so
year,
everyone's
yeah,
Christmas stuff
technically.
is still up. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. As long as
the
it's
holiday
posted,
season.
as long as it's online by February, we're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie takes place over more than just Christmas, so
That's true. And it originally came out in May or June, so we get a
wow.
pass because it originally came out June 11th, 1947. I guess I haven't mentioned the title yet. We're doing A
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street. 1947 is not rated. I don't know if they had ratings yet in the 40s. I guess that's something I should have looked up. Runtime of 1 hour 36 minutes. And if you have not seen this movie, spoilers are ahead. But before we get started, please, guys, give us a like, follow, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We are at Affinity Streaming Podcast. All right. A Miracle on 34th Street, directed by George Seaton. It's streaming on almost like every service you can find. I think I watched it on Hulu. We watched the black and white. We did not watch the colorized version.
Oh,
Correct?
the
Did you
colorized
watch?
version of the same thing, or
Yeah, they just colorized it, but we watched
ah,
black and white, right?
yeah. Watch the absolute original.
Yeah. Starring Maureen O'Hara as Doris Walker, 96 critics, 87 audience, 6.9 on Film Affinity. Rewatch or a first watch for you, Charlie?
This was our first watch. I don't really
Oh, wow.
watch that many. I don't really watch Christmas movies. Like,
Oh,
I
well,
think the
maybe
only one I can
we'll.
really think of is like "It's a Wonderful Life," and that's like I don't know. That's because it's on TV like always around this time of year.
Well, we need to get you back into the Christmas movie spirit, and even though
I don't
it's
know.
January. So, what'd you think as a first watcher? What'd you think of this movie?
I mean, it's like a cute movie. I don't know. It doesn't. It didn't like blow my mind or anything. It was just like,
But you
this is
enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable movie.
I guess I don't know. I got honestly I enjoyed it, but I was like after like I think about halfway through I was like okay I get the point. Like, can we kind of just move this along to be a little more I don't know excitement, a little more drama or something. Like I
It
don't know.
was a short movie. It was only an hour and a half. It was short.
I know, and it already felt long.
It was totally short. I guess
Yeah.
some of the court stuff did kind of draw on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And then, but like you said, this is like your favorite one.
it's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, only because I like this one. I like the remake too with
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but the remake with the girl from Matilda, the little um, the
Yeah.
girl from Matilda is the girl in
Yeah.
the remake.
Yeah. That one woman.
Mara. So her name is Mara Wilson.
Yeah.
Mara Wilson.
Mara sounds right.
Yeah, that's her name. I enjoy that one also.
That's a fact now. It doesn't matter what her name was. That's what it is now. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll whatever. So basically, basic plot. Um, a guy they think is Santa Claus, a guy who claims he's Santa Claus, is winning over all these people, and of course, someone decides to sue him because he's not Santa Claus, which was a little bit cloudy, but basically, it's just him affecting people, and it was a nice little story.
Yeah, this is a cute movie. Like I
Cute,
said,
cute little movie.
I
So
thought
it
it was funny. Like
starts.
throughout the movie, he's like, at least in the beginning, he's like dropping hints like that he's Santa. He's like, "Oh, I've worn that suit for a long, long time." And it's like so funny.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I thought was gonna go the whole movie like that, where he's just like always like, "Yep," and some people call me Santa. Lots of people everywhere.
Yeah,
And
they
people
really
are like,
left
"Oh,
it open as to whether he was really like. There was no like definitive. Is he crazy or is he? You know, Is he really
Yeah,
Santa?
yeah, that's true. It was a little open ended. I mean, everyone in the movie treated it as real.
Yeah,
Um, so it was a little unclear. It was just like,
yeah. So it
I mean,
starts with
obviously
him
he's
like,
supposed to be.
it's what?
Obviously it's supposed to be, but I'm a little
So,
confused. Is he
I
living
don't
at the
know.
old? Is he living at the old person
He's
home?
living at the old person's home. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe he wasn't. It was just a coincidence.
Nah.
I don't know.
But is that just his cover? Is he just staying there for
Yeah,
fun?
it's.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. That's why it keeps you thinking. It's a great movie.
Yeah, we gotta dig into like the lore of Miracle on 34th Street.
Miracle on 31st Street Extended Universe. Yeah.
Yeah, the cinematic universe.
Cinematic Universe. All right, so it starts with Santa helping out a guy doing a window display. He's helping him put the reindeer in order, which was pretty funny. Then it's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and the man playing Santa is drunk. So Chris
Yeah.
Kringle takes his place.
At this part, he looks kind of like an ass. Just the way he's all
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
oh, I can't stand for this. Oh, how can you? You're so outrageously like bad. It's like, man, just tone it down. Like,
it's Santa Claus, man. You can't be drinking on Christmas.
I know, but he's so.
I guess it's
like,
Thanksgiving Day. You can't be drinking.
yeah, but he just goes about like so like he's like a, like a mom complaining to like the manager.
Yeah, your Santa's drunk. I can
Yeah.
smell weed on your Santa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do their thing.
Whatever.
She gets hired to be Santa by the
Yeah.
lady Maureen O'Hara who plays Doris.
Yeah. What do you think of Doris?
I enjoyed her performance. I thought her character was kind of snotty, but I enjoyed her performance.
Yeah. I liked it. I guess towards the end, it's kind of jumping ahead, but towards the end, her character kind of just starts changing, and we don't even get to see the changes.
Yeah, they did jump. Like they just didn't like her relationship with the guy. Just was there all of a sudden.
Yeah. So like something like I liked her character. I liked his character. That guy, I can't remember his name, but I like both their characters. But like I wish we saw their relationship develop. Really, it's kind of just.
Yeah, his name was John Payne. I believe his name was John Payne. Okay. He played the boyfriend.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, so she comes home, like they hired a Santa, and she doesn't want to stay for the parade, so she goes back to her apartment to watch it, like from her like thing.
Yeah.
And I was so confused. I was like, is that green screen of the parade in the window? Because they didn't have green screen in 1947, right? But then I looked it up. They actually filmed it the day of the parade from an actual window, so that was all real, which was crazy. And they said they had one take to do it because the parade was like going by the window.
Yeah.
I
figured like because like I was assuming they didn't actually do a real parade with all those people, because that's a lot of
work.
Yeah, a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of things to set up, and it's a lot cheaper just to like film the actual thing.
Yeah. And so the guy's name is John Payne, and he played Fred, was the neighbor. Another interesting thing that like the maid is like, oh yeah, your daughter's across the hall in that single man's apartment, like watching the parade.
Yeah. Oh no! And then it's like revealed like, oh no, they've never even met, like the mom and this guy. It's like, oh, I thought they were like knew each other. No,
like friends.
He's never talked to her. Okay, but her daughter's been going over there frequently.
Yeah. And then when they met, he was finally like, he was like, basically like, I didn't really want to be friends with your daughter. I was trying to meet you. It's like, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I thought you guys knew each other.
Yeah, no, they don't know each other. So but I thought that was pretty impressive that they did the
parade thing?
The parade through the window thing. Because I was like, is that green screen? But it wasn't. But I was like, anyway. We have to mention...
I was going to say, I don't think they like do that kind of thing anymore. Now they would they would just do a green screen.
Yeah, just
Well, then you get more
green screen.
takes.
Yeah. Plus, you
Or
wouldn't
they
want to
ask
take
for
the
a bigger
chance
budget.
of some idiot in the audience like ruining your take, like looking in the
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Was this supposed to be like a big budget movie, or was this just some like random movie that came out?
For the time, I don't know what. I mean, the budget was like 630,000, I think, but I don't know what movie budgets at the time were. 1947.
Well, I guess the related is like, were those like big name actors, or were those like just random?
Oh well, I think Maureen O'Hara was
Yeah,
a big time actor. Yeah, at the
so
time.
It was probably supposed to be like a legit full like production and everything.
Yeah,
that's something like you might see from like a really like low budget movie now, where they just like film whatever's available because they don't have the money to make a parade, so they just film it.
Right. But we have to mention the little girl played by Natalie Wood. And that researching this movie took me down a whole rabbit hole of Natalie Wood. I don't know if you know about her, but she was like mysteriously killed on a boat with her husband, Robert Wagner, in like California. And there's like all these specials about, was she murdered or was it an accident? But it was just crazy. She was just like, and they have these clips of her saying, "No, I'm like deathly afraid of water, and I don't go in dark water."
I've always been terrified, still am, of water, dark water, seawater.
But then she was like killed, and she was like found dead in water. It's just crazy, man. It's just like, that's a whole nother rabbit hole you can go down to if you want to. Natalie Wood, she was a huge star at the time when she was murdered. So it'd be like Taylor Swift being murdered today. Like, you know, she was a huge star. Back then.
Huge? Really that big?
I mean, not Taylor. I mean, nobody. Is anybody really Taylor Swift huge? But she was a huge star. She was a movie star. Maybe Charlize Theron or something. Maybe like that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. So the attorney takes the daughter to see Santa, and of course the daughter has been raised to like not believe in fairy tales or whatever. But then she begins,
just like, just the mom's just raising her to be like, no nonsense, nothing, everything, just reality, everything. I kind of liked that. What would you think about it?
That was a cool plot point. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I thought it was nice.
But she kind of flipped. She flipped pretty fast too. But
yeah, because it's like she is just a kid. She doesn't want to have everything be so strict.
And I thought she did great. I think Natalie Wood did great in this movie as a kid. Like, she had great facial expressions and interactions.
Yeah, you really got the sense that she was like some like, you know, like smart little girl. It's like, but she was also sometimes but she also did that thing where it's like, okay, like you get the sense like she's just saying what her mom has told her, but she doesn't 100% believe it because she's willing to like mess around and talk to Santa and
she begins to flip when she sees Santa speaking Dutch to the little girl.
That was a really nice moment.
It was a cute
like
scene.
Speaking Dutch to this Dutch girl, I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And that girl was good too because she just like smiled so much all of a sudden. I was like, it's cute.
And the remake is cool too. In the remake, it's a deaf girl and they do sign language. So if you feel like investing in the remake, I would do that if I were you. But
I guess Dutch girl. That's not as sad anymore.
Yeah, I was trying.
I guess it was supposed to be a Dutch girl from like World War II or something.
Yeah, possible. Elizabeth Perkins played the remake lady, so it's worth a checking out. So anyway, so Doris wants to fire Kris Kringle, but Macy is like enjoying the success of Santa telling people where to go to get their other stuff.
Yeah, that kind of threw me seeing, like, because I know Macy is a store, not as a person, so kind of like threw me. Like,
it's a real person.
Obviously, it was a real person. No, there he is, just sitting
Mr. Macy and Kimball's. I also went down a wormhole of Macy's and Kimball's and how they had a little rivalry.
Yeah,
they were actual stores.
Kimball, so I guess we know who won in the end.
Yeah. Kimball actually had a huge store in Philly, that closed in like the 80s, I believe. I think it was near the gallery.
Okay.
But all those type stores just have died out. Like malls are really dying out.
Around.
Macy's still around, but like malls are just dying out. Like nobody.
I don't know. Is Macy's the last like big department store, or what else? Because like
possibly
I can't think of another one. Nordstrom, maybe. I guess that's still around.
Nordstrom, it's a little bit but Macy's, pricier.
Nordstrom was more clothes, right?
I believe so. I don't go in them places, man. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyway. So the whole confrontation comes with this psychologist, I guess. And he's been telling Kris Kringle's little friend that he has all these problems, and Kris is mad about it. So he goes to confront him and bops him on the head with his cane or umbrella or whatever he had in his hand.
Yeah. So
the guy wants him committed, and that somehow ends up. I guess the judge has to sign the papers to have him committed.
Yeah.
But they have to have a trial first. Well, he said it wasn't a trial.
Hearing. They make that clear. It's a hearing, not a trial.
It's a hearing, not a trial.
Yeah. So you have to mention, like Santa just goes to live with
Santa goes to live with Fred. I did want to mention that Santa goes to live with Fred in his one-room apartment with two twin beds.
It's okay. I didn't realize that they're literally just in the same room, and it's like so strange seeing them just like casually chatting before going to sleep.
and I enjoyed that Fred, after he brushed his teeth, had a cigarette before he went to bed.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he was just like in the bathroom brushing his teeth. All right, and then he like sits on the bed and has a cigarette. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, the 40s. Those were the times.
Yeah. And then also they're talking about like, those women across the hall, they don't know what's going on. We'll save them though.
Like, yeah.
It's the 40s, all right.
Yeah, it was the 40s. Yeah. I was surprised to see the two people of color in the movie. The maid. Did you notice the second person of color in the movie?
I forget. Was there?
There was a guy in the mailroom, just like sorting letters, when they went through the Santa Claus scene.
Oh.
Yeah, there was just a guy in the mailroom. He didn't have a line or anything. He was just sorting letters.
Okay. Yeah.
I missed him. You missed that one. You were probably asleep at that point. You were like, when is this movie going to end?
It's just he was in the background. I mean...
Yeah, he was in the background.
Yeah, I guess...
in these old movies, I always look for that. It's just something I do. When we watch anything past 1960, I'm like, I'm checking for that.
But none of them in really... Well, I guess the maid or helper had at least speaking, but...
Yeah, she had at least one line. I can't remember.
Yeah. To tell her daughter's just run off with a strange man.
Oh, yeah. By the way, your daughter, my mom sprained her ankle, so I sent your daughter off with the guy next door. So. Okay, thanks. So he's a lawyer. It's funny how I've watched 2 shows recently where being a lawyer isn't good enough for people nowadays. You'd be like, ooh, a lawyer. Anyway, so the district attorney, they go through this whole hearing, and the post office decides to bring all the mail up. But this leads to my favorite scene in the entire movie when they call the DA's son to the stand, and he's walking past his dad going to the stand. He's like, "Hello, Daddy," and that just for some reason that just made me laugh so hard. I don't know why.
Hello, Daddy.
I enjoyed the whole court scene actually. Just once it kind of got going, just kind of you have the only one who's really taking it seriously is it's not a trial, so it's not really a prosecutor, but whatever they want to call him, the prosecutor, and kind of he's the only one who's really taking it seriously, and the audience is laughing at the jokes and stuff, and I thought it was kind of entertaining.
And I guess then the press could just at any point get up and take a picture and run around the room.
I just ran over as soon as he said oh, he's Santa Claus. They all run over him No, order in the courts. Get down.
Well, it's not a trial, so I guess in the hearing, it's just free for all.
But he should still maintain order. I don't know. I don't know how hearings work.
Yeah, got to maintain that order.
Yeah.
So
There's that
anyways,
subplot where like the judge is trying to get elected, so that's why he's more like open to
yeah,
allowing this
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. That was funny too.
Yeah, and they
Um,
have that one line where he's like, "Oh, if you say Santa's crazy, you're only gonna get 2 votes, you and the prosecutor." And he's like, "The prosecutor's Republican." So it's like, even it's always the same.
Always the same, and it always has been. It's funny, like the same arguments in this movie, like, oh, Christmas is too commercial, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're having the same arguments now, so it's like,
yeah. So even then, it was like a big deal.
yeah. So people who think like this is new, it's not new. Relax. All right, so they
It's been a
all,
long time problem.
yeah, it's been a long time problem. Relax. It's so they
Don't
send
worry,
all the
it's been
dead
a problem
lanterns.
forever, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So they send all the dead Santa letters to the courtroom, and that proves, I guess, that he's Santa Claus because the government delivered his mail.
Yeah, it gives the judge an out where he can say
Gives the
like,
judge an
"Well,
out.
the government said it's official, so what can I do?"
Yep.
So I guess the judge had just been waiting for something that he could like get out of. So
Yeah. And so everybody's happy. The doctor is happy. He gets an X-ray machine. But the little girl is a little bit mad because she doesn't have what she asked Santa for, which is a new daddy and a house.
she didn't ask for a new dad. She's asked for that.
Well, no, she didn't ask for a new dad. She
already knew what she was doing, getting that lawyer guy across the hall.
Yeah, obviously it's 1947. You can't have a woman have a house with no husband. I mean, come on, right?
Well, I mean, for one thing, I don't know if I applaud the movie, but you know, they had her character be like in charge of like the whole.
Yeah, single parent in charge of some stuff.
Yeah, she wasn't like a maid or a helper, or she wasn't an assistant or a secretary. She was
in charge.
Job. She was in charge. She
could hire and fire men, which was great.
And nobody gave her shit for it either. She was just, and it wasn't like it's a woman, or it wasn't a big deal. It's just she was in charge. That's it. But I thought that's pretty good, I think, for movies.
So the only people that had a problem with that was the Catholic Legion of Decency. They gave the movie a B for being morally objectionable because O'Hara portrayed a divorcee. So,
seriously.
That's the only downside. That Catholic Legion of Decency. I bet they can't approve a single movie these days, huh?
Must be hard to be them.
Yeah. So overall, Santa gives them directions, and then they run across this house that just happens to be for sale and open, and they see the cane in the corner, and they think Santa was here.
Yeah, it must be, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a cane. There could possibly be someone else with a cane in the world.
But see, now I'm confused. So the lawyer, I guess, didn't believe in Santa because he looks just as surprised.
Yeah, I mean, did anybody really think he was Santa? No.
I don't know. People acted like they did.
No, they just wanted to believe, but they didn't really believe.
Okay.
Anyway, this was not a first watch for me, as we've already covered, but I really enjoyed rewatching this. I enjoyed it. I was curious about your opinion, but I'm sure you enjoyed it too, right?
I did enjoy it, but it was like we were saying, like I really liked that mom character, Doris, and I liked her relationship with her. I liked that kind of four-way relationship between her, the lawyer, the Kris Kringle, and the daughter, and I wish that was kind of explored more. It kind of like dropped the mom and daughter completely, and it was just like, well, whatever. And then behind the scenes, they I guess essentially convert towards Santa religion, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's all happened behind the scenes, and then like the love story between the Doris and lawyer guy happens behind the scenes, and it's like then they're like wasting all this time like with some trial. It's like, I mean, that's fine, but can we just get some good character moments? Like, I don't know, like I like those characters. I thought they were great, and I like how the characters ended up, but I didn't get to see the transition and how it happened or anything like that. So
I don't think he was really the Santa, because if he was Santa, he would have known everybody's name already. He asked every person, "Hey, what's your name?" Santa would know everybody's name. That's Santa.
Just for, yeah, I guess if he was really Santa, they would have had the scene where he's like, "Oh, and I know you wanted that red fire truck for Christmas 20 years ago. I'm sorry I couldn't get it to you."
They did that in the Tim Allen one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What was that one called? Because that one's a great Christmas movie. I've seen that one.
I don't remember. The Santa Claus. Yeah, the Santa Claus. There's like 100. There's like 100 of those. I mean,
really?
They did like three sequels and
a
TV
like,
movie.
Like other versions of it.
No.
I knew they had like 3 sequels. There's like a new version out now.
I feel like maybe next Christmas we'll do that one, because I feel like there's a lot of. I think looking back, it's not a good.
No.
I don't think it holds up well.
All right, so yeah,
maybe next year.
Do that next holiday. Maybe we'll have like a Christmas month.
Christmas in July. We'll do a Christmas in July, I think.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to it, guys. Mark your calendars.
Yeah, in July we'll be here for Christmas movies. Anything else you want to mention on this movie before we wrap this up?
No.
But we recommend it. Everyone go see it.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. It was a cute movie. I don't know.
All right.
I appreciate Christmas movies now a bit more than I used to, because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of nice just to have something where everything kind of works out.
Everything works out. That is correct. See,
warm,
we're changing you, Charlie. We're working on you, just like Santa worked on them people. We're working on you, Charlie. All right, guys.
Are you gonna invite Santa in to live in your house then?
Absolutely not. Unless he has some like specific knowledge of what I wanted as a kid and can get that for me today, we're not. I wouldn't believe him. I'd be like, nah, man. And I'm not letting my daughter hang out with the neighbor.
Yeah, I should tell Santa I want a house. Man,
yeah. Santa, you know what I really want is $10 million in my bank account. Anyway, all right. Next week we're going to be doing one of my favorite top 5 movies of all time.
Top 5, wow.
Top 5, recommended by a user on YouTube. Also, The Warriors.
Yeah.
So we will be doing that next week. 1979 Walter Hill's The Warriors, which as a kid just scared me. I was so afraid of that movie.
As a kid.
You didn't see it as a kid. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. For Charlie and Control, we'll see you next time on Rewind about Affinity Streaming Podcast. So long.